you can convert the asset into cash. So those assets are called as current assets, right? Really good, and you should always predict for the future, not for the present. You are supposed to think about the future, and whatever the risk is involved in the business, to just compensate those things, you have already invested on your fixed assets. Once you take the decision and once you have invested on it, right, you cannot take it back. You cannot go for the next one. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Business Studies in Vidyashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to the yet another session number 9. Now in this session, I'm going to teach you about the fixed and the working capital. Now understand the difference between fixed and working capital. Let me tell you in a nutshell what is the fixed capital and working capital. Whenever you go for a long-term capital, when you invest for a long term, we call that as fixed capital. And when you go for the working capital, that means for that day, for a week or a month, that is less than 1 year, whatever you want to actually get it, that we call it as working capital. So here you have the fixed capital and then you have working capital. If you ask me, fixed capital, you are supposed to plan according to the situation, and then you are supposed to think and predict for the future, and then you are supposed to go for the investment. But whereas working capital is the day-to-day activity whichever takes place, you are supposed to have finance, and then you are supposed to boost finance whenever it is required. That means you need to pump finance whenever the cost is incurred. So we have the thing, every business, whenever I say whatever the business can be, right, you will go with two of the costs. That is, one is the fixed cost, and then you have something called the fixed variable cost. Now fixed cost and variables, again you have two kind of a thing. That is, one is the fixed working capital and one more is the working capital, right? So here every business needs funds to finance its assets and activities. So here what happens is, when I talk about the fixed capital, it's all about the fixed assets, right? Fixed assets. And when I talk about working capital, here, whatever are the current assets, so we call that as working capital. We have current assets. Now what are current assets? You can convert the asset into cash. So those assets are called as current assets, right? So this is what it is. One is fixed asset, another is current assets. Now meaning of fixed asset. Fixed asset are those which remains in the business for more than 1 year. It remains more than 1 year. Usually for much longer. Now example is what? Plant and machineries. You will actually buy it once, right? So what happens is, you will start buying the long-term assets. Long-term assets. Now what are the long-term assets? They are called the fixed assets. And when I say fixed asset, it's all about what? It's more than 1 year, or can actually go even more. So you have the examples, that is the plant and machinery, furnitures and fixtures, land and building, vehicles, etc. Now these are what? One time you invested. So when you invest it, please invest it very carefully, and whenever you go for any choice, your decision should be very much accurate, because you are investing a huge sum of money and you are doing it for once for a while, so you are supposed to go for it. I'll give an example here. An industrialist who really wanted to put up a company, when he wanted to put up a company, what he did was, he calculated what are the fixed assets which he should actually go, what are the current assets, and then he went for it. But because of his wrong decisions, what happened was, he incurred huge loss. Now what was the decision and what really went wrong? While buying the plant and machinery, while buying the furniture and fixtures and land and building, he went for a particular place where the land cost was very less. Now it is actually a boon. The land cost is very less and he has taken it. Now, because of the fixed assets which he wanted to buy, when he went for the land purchase, he bought the land which is actually not at all good for the location, that is a plant layout and plant location. Later, the plant and machinery, again he bargained with the second hand products and he bought it. Now understand, investment is gone. He has taken all the product for a cheaper one. But in a long run, what happens is that will not yield him more profit. So that's the reason whenever you want to start any kind of a thing, you should always consider that fixed assets should be really good and you should always predict for the future, not for the present. You are supposed to think about the future and only then you are supposed to invest. This is what the thing we learned from that particular case study where we have gone through. Next one is management of fixed capital. How will you manage fixed capital? What are the things? See, I told you the previous example, right? An industrialist who purchased the land which was very, very cheap. Now the question is, why is that land cheap? That person should actually think about it. When he wanted to buy the plant and machinery, he just bought it for the second hand. Now you should know that why is that the person who is selling the plant and machineries? That is the first question you are supposed to know. So these are the things which you are supposed to always consider and then you are supposed to go. All these we call that as what? Management of fixed capital. Here, fixed capital refers to what? Refers to the investment in long-term assets. The way I told you about the industrialist, that is all about the long-term assets. Management of fixed capital involves around allocation of firm's capital to different projects or assets with long-term implication for the business. So you should always think about what? The long term. Because you are getting it for a cheaper today, you're not supposed to invest. You should always think that will it double, will it triple, will it actually go for the 10 times more? Now this is how the utility you are supposed to find out. So these are the things which you are supposed to manage, and only then when you manage your fixed assets, you will actually make more profit rather than going for a short-term profit. Next one we have is the importance of fixed capital. What are the importance of fixed capital? I have given you 4 of the importance of fixed capital. There are too many factors which are there, which I'll tell you in the meanwhile. The first one is long-term growth and effect. Long-term growth and effect. The second one is large amount of fund is involved. See, fixed capital, for that you really need more money. Money should be more, right? And that is what one of the advantages there. That means you should have huge capital. Next is risk is involved. Sir, you are talking about importance and then you are telling that risk is involved. Without risk, you cannot do any business. So here what happens is you will at least predict risk. So that is what the advantages of the fixed capital. Next one is irreversible decisions. Yes. Once you take the decision and once you have invested on it, right, you cannot take it back. You cannot go for the next one. So once you make a decision, make a wise decision and then go for it. Our own example which we took, that is an industrialist who bought a plant machineries and the land and building for a cheaper one. Now what happens is there are times when it is irreversible decision. He would have taken it. Now what is that? He can actually go for it. He should sell it or he should start the business there. So when he starts, he'll analyze that what exactly has happened, right? So that is what it is called as irreversible decisions. So let's go one by one. Long-term growth and effect. What exactly the long-term growth and the effect is all about. The first one is these decisions have bearing on long-term growth. Yeah, when you go for fixed capital, it's always for long term, right? So what happens is you will always have a long-term growth. You will always have what? The long-term growth. The funds involved in long-term assets are likely to yield returns in the future. Right now you invest on it. See, I'll tell you one thing. Land, right? Land is the only fixed capital or the fixed asset which is always for appreciation. You never find any land which is like depreciation. Supposingly 2020, if you have purchased any land, right? So 2030, definitely the rate of land will be 20 times better, or even at least I'm telling you the minimum at least 10 times more it will be. If you would have purchased something for 20 lakh, it will be definitely for 2 crores, right? If you have taken something for 40, it can be for something more. Now try to understand, when I say 10 times or 5 times or 4 times, what is it? It is always appreciation. That is, the yield return in the future will be more than what you have actually taken right now. I'll give you an example of Infosys. Now in Mysore, the Infosys headquarters is situated. It covers acres of land. When Narayan Murthy wanted to purchase the land for Infosys, again it is all about fixed capital and the fixed asset, right? He went and he requested the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, and he said that I really need a land and I want to improve that particular location. And then the CM of Karnataka, he allotted few acres to Narayan Murthy. When he allotted few acres to Narayan Murthy, the square feet of those land was very, very minimal. When I say minimal, very, very minimal. But after that, if you try to analyze now how much the acres of land he has and how much is the land value, it's totally different. That what they do is too much. It's a huge gigantic business, but I'm just giving in one example where the fixed asset where he has invested, what exactly is the land cost right now. So that is why I always tell my students that the fund invested in long-term assets are likely to yield a return in the future. When I say that all the fixed asset will it give you the return in the future, not all the assets, but only few. But comparatively, when you talk about the land will give you always double or triple or even 5 times or 10 times. These affects future possibility and prospect of the business. Even if they go for a liquidation, the values will be what? Huge, and that will actually cover all the debts. Next one is large amount of fund is involved. Now these decision results in substantial, what is it? Substantial portion of capital fund belongs to block in the long-term project. Therefore, these investment programs are planned after a detailed analysis is undertaken. Now that means what? Large amount of fund is involved. Now whenever you go with your fixed assets, what usually happens is you are incurring more investment. When you take more investment, what is that? When you are doing it, it is also called a safe thing. The reason is what? You are involving in a huge cost. When you are investing on something which is useful. So what it does, it is also an advantage. The advantage is what? You will actually hold it for certain period of time. That is the beauty of fixed assets and the fixed capital. Next is risk involved. What are the risks which are involved? Fixed capital involved investment of huge amount, as we have understood about the second one. It affects the return of the firm as a whole in the long term. Therefore, investment decision involving fixed capital influence the overall business risk complexion of the firm. So what happens here is, even if there is a loss or something, right? Now you have invested in the fixed assets. Now whatever the risk is involved in the business, to just compensate those things, you have already invested on your fixed assets. You can actually sell your fixed asset and then you can actually take about whatever the risk are there, and then you can move your business. Next is irreversible decision. Irreversible decision. See, there are a few decisions once taken, you cannot reverse it. We call those decisions as irreversible decisions. Here what happens, I'll tell you here. So this reversible decision, this is irreversible decision. Once it goes, right, it cannot come back. So try to analyze these things. So this is reversible. Okay, it can actually, however, it can come. But irreversible, the thing is what? Once you make up your mind, once you decide that these are the things I should do, and you invest it. Best example I'll tell you, you are investing on the shares for 5 years. You have invested for a particular company which is really good right now. You have invested it. But after 2 years, because of physical policy or the management, now the share price of those shares are actually coming down. Now you have invested on it. What it does? Irreversible. You can't take that money right now. So that is how the things will happen. So try to understand this. There are few things which are really good. There are few things which are really bad. So what is that you should do is, these decisions one taken are not reversible without incurring heavy losses. So the share price of Yes Bank, let's go with one of the example, right? Yes Bank. Yes Bank was doing really good. It went for 90 rupees, 90 rupees, right? Short span, it was really doing good and it went on more than 90 rupees. Now, if you consider that 14 rupees or 15 rupees is what the share price is. Now, people who have purchased the shares of 90 rupees, when they got to know that the shares is coming down to 30 or 40, now how much did they incurred loss? They incurred loss 50 rupees or 60 rupees. Now understand this, heavy loss. If one share, it can cost 60 rupees loss, think about 10,000 shares or 10 lakh shares. Now these are the decisions which you are supposed to take very wisely, and then you are supposed to move on. So here what has happened is, these decisions one taken are not reversible without incurring heavy losses. Abandoning a project after heavy investment is quietly costly in terms of waste of fund. So usually what happens is, now you would have invested in a project. So there is a project A. Now you want to construct building, you are into a construction industry. You have actually constructed buildings, right? You have actually constructed buildings, and later you felt that the building is not getting completed. Now it is all a waste. Now you want to actually take the project out. Now you can't, because the cost is incurred, but nobody is coming to the building because of some reason, right? Now what it is, you will incur loss. That's why you should actually go with what? Irreversible decisions should be taken wisely. Once taken, if you want to come back, you will definitely have heavy loss. So these are the things which you are supposed to know. In the session which will be continuing, I'll be talking more about the other factors which influence the fixed asset as well as the working capital. Until then, I'll see you when I see you.